trying to find my place. Hold on. Trying to find my place. I can't wait for my new PC to get set up. Hey guys. We got CM Passion in the house. We got Scott Johnson in the house. We love you. We love you, CM Passion. We hope today is better. You guys subscribe to CM Passion. She's an advocate as well. She helps people all year round with her charity. And she has a story all her own to tell. And we're going to start reading from her book. We're going to start book club over here, you guys. We're going to uplift each other. We're going to try to put the paces together, put the pieces together, because it's a lot of healing that got to take place. Like this story with Naziah, it's a lot of healing. We also have another we have several. If you guys want to suggest, burgundybluecommentary@gmail.com is my email. Things that could help uplift us as a community, some daily devotionals, things of that nature. Let us know, because generational curses are real, trauma is real, and we're going to talk about a lot of that with the Ziyahharris story. Um, Today, I want to share, and I have the link there. Um, in if anybody wants to chime in, as long as we're respectful, we'll have an open forum to call in. We're not going to be on too long tonight, just a couple of hours. Sit back and relax. You guys shared a lot of information. I'm actually learning about this story as we walk along. I have not been covering this story, and I did not know she was missing for a year, and I did not know these things were happening, and it's heartbreaking over and over and over. So if you don't know, Ziyahharris, she's a missing teen from Detroit, and she was pregnant, and um her uncle, her play, well, is that her play uncle, what we call Jarvis Butts. She was in a relationship with him, a sexual relationship with him. And not only was he was a repeat offender, having babies all over the place, having issues with the children in the home, outside the home, in the neighborhood. He was known as the creepy man. Okay? So, she comes up missing. He's now going to be in court for trial. It starts March the 7th. And I want to thank Justice is a Process for making these clips available to us and putting them in segments. I put it in the description box, because this is something to see. This could have been anyone in our family. You know how you don't check in everybody's house, see what's going on. You run in your household. You got your cousins that run amok. They fast. They in the streets, and you don't really check on them. That could be happening to their babies. Look at this family. Look at this family. Look at this family. Everyone failed her. Everyone failed her. I think we're gonna see a lot of more things to come. I think it's gonna be indictments going. I'm not indictments. Oh Lord, I'm in Dolton. It's gonna be charges going down the ringer. People gonna start singing like a bird, because as we listen to these testimonies, we can see a lot of the adults knew what was going on. Hey, Miss Lynn. Hey, Conscious. Good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people knew what was going on, and they didn't say nothing. I think the school system failed her. I think CPS, because she was adopted by her grandmother, failed her. CPS failed all the kids in that house, because we see Annette, she's up to her own shenanigans. Okay. Her parents, her father is deceased, and her mother, because of family trauma, she was chasing her own demons, and she ended up out there in the streets. So let's take a listen to King. King will be Jarvis's business partner, actually. We're going to take a listen to that. But first, I want your opinion. Someone sent this to me. Like I said, I'm learning along the way. Hey, Gardis. Um, I'm learning along the way as we talk about this story, but I need your opinion. We're gonna watch. CM Passion, I know you're busy, but if you want to type in or chime in on what your thoughts are, as someone that has a background in family and therapy, and taking care of households and things of that nature, having children yourself. Um, oh, hey, Miss Tawanda. Yeah, he tried to. Good to see you. It's so funny, Miss Tawanda. All our old crew is back. Y'all, we're all together all day. Like, okay, now I'm back. Thank you for being here. Um, he. I need your thoughts on this. Okay, let's play it. So I put the link to the TikTok below. This comes from Mimi Young, I believe. And she's a concerned citizen. Now, what do you guys think about this? Is this tampering with evidence? I'm not. Or are you happy that someone's out there looking for her? So someone sent me this. So in this video, okay, in this video, we're gonna see a concerned citizen, Miss Mimi. She breaks. Allegedly, she's breaking into the shop. She went to the shop where Jarvis and King worked. Right. She broke in and she started looking around for herself because Naziah is missing. Now, the comments are split. Some people are saying, oh no, she's tampering with evidence. And some people are saying, hey, I would want someone to look for me like she is looking for Naziah. So let's take a look.
Name of Mimi Young.
Hold on, let's see if this is going to work. See if this is going to work.
Gains entry into what she says is Jarvis Butt's shop. The shop in which the children would often be sent up to clean. The shop in which Ziyahharris was last seen. The shop in which so much essay of children actually happened.
Bail me out, y'all. Bail me out, y'all. Y'all, they reporting stuff. They reporting stuff. They reporting stuff. Let me get my flashlight. Let me get my flashlight. Flashlight. They reporting stuff. I told y'all I was taking this week off. I told y'all I was done for a week. I told y'all I was done. God said you ain't done until I say you done. That's what he said. That's what he said. Oh my God.
This is supposed to be the last place Naziah visited.
Let's make this quick. Let's make this quick. Let's make this motherfucking quick. This place is fucking big. This place is too fucking big. It's 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 too fucking big. Naziah, if your spirit is in this motherfucker, you better let me know where the fuck you at. Look, girl, swear to God. The pipes done bursted in here. The pipes are busted. Okay, hold on. Water. Let's hurry up, because I know, probably gonna lose my job for this shit. Guess what? Who gives a fuck? DPD hire me. DPD hire me, because I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't never scared.
Saying Detroit Police Department.
You think
Wow.
my mama done birthed a hoe? My mama ain't birthed no hoe. bleach. I don't mind. I don't mind going to jail for this shit, y'all. I do not mind. I don't mind. Somebody just bailed me the fuck out. My baby birthday on the 20th, y'all. Take care of my kids. Please. My sister gonna be taking care of my kids, y'all. She already know what y'all putting me through. Is this where you was messing with my baby? Is this where you was messing with my baby? Is this where you was at, motherfucker? Whose code is this?
No, don't touch the code. Fingerprint.
Put my gloves down. I'm gonna be careful, y'all. But it's no coincidence that I came up on this damn place. It's no coincidence. I was supposed to be at work.
Oh,
I was working.
What
size is this?
Now.
They're gonna have to send them over there to me. I don't mind. I don't mind. If you want me to put my hands behind my back, I don't mind. I don't mind, baby. I don't mind. You already know they didn't search. I know they did. I know they did. I know they did. I know they did. I checked the coat. Nothing in there. This is dated from 2021. That piece of paper was dated to 2021, from 2021. Okay. Let's see. Get this fucking back.
Oh my God, her fingerprints are everywhere, y'all.
I can't get this back door. Maybe that's just to the outside. Y'all know I gotta hurry up and get up out of here.
They in the comments like, don't touch nothing with your hand. She touching everything.
Oh shit, that scared the fuck out of me. That scared the fuck out of me, y'all.
For an auto shop, I don't see much auto stuff yet.
I gotta hurry up, y'all. I gotta hurry the fuck up. I gotta hurry the fuck up.
Y'all, this looks like a car wash. It don't look like
hurry the fuck up. What is this doing in here, y'all? A pad. What is this doing in here?
No, I gotta cut this
off. What the fuck is this doing in here?
Oh my God.
What the fuck is this? Okay, we about to test that damn toothbrush. Put everything back in the bag. 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 A pad, some body lotion, and some shit from hotels. A hotel bag, y'all. With a toothbrush. Come on, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta get out of here. What side did I come in, y'all? Remind me. What side did I come in, y'all? I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Where'd I go?
What's she gonna do with all this
Where'd
stuff?
I come from? Where'd I come from? I didn't go that way. Where'd I come from? The window. My backpack. Taking the bag to the police. Just have to make sure there wasn't nobody in there. Go, 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 Mimi, go.
I told y'all this is like a car wash. That don't look like an auto shop. Y'all. Okay, what I think it was the how animated she was to have she like, oh my god, a pad. That's it. Bless her heart. And I'm looking at it from a different perspective because I'm not there. And you guys know I'm from a city where it's so much going on where everybody here think they're detectives every day of the week. Everybody the people here that ran the FBI out of town where I live. So I just oh my goodness. What do y'all think? So she said she think that can we find that shop Jarvis but what cuz I said I don't see nothing auto mechanicy. Why nobody ever posted a picture of the shop? I can't find it. If you guys ever find a picture of the shop, let me know. Maybe they were working in a car wash and cuz he said it was a Sitco. Well, we're going to hear testimony. Let's hear from King. What was it? Sitco 9,000 Mile, I think it was. Detroit. We could look in that strip mall. It's a Sitco. It was something else. Okay, I think this is it. 9,000 a corner. Okay. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. I'm sorry. It's just like everybody a detective now. No, they haven't found a Zaya body. Yeah. It reminds me of the Blair. Yeah, it was that. It was like the Blair Witch project. He pled not. He pled not guilty. They said they had enough evidence to say she was to claim her deceased. Unfortunately. Okay, let's see here. I think I have where they are. So I think she was right. So maybe she snuck through the. Okay, so here go the car wash. And remember, Naziah was walking to the sit go. So she must have been in the car wash right here to the left. But was she able to go through the sit go? Because it was that, and then it was like the liquor store and right there, or the whatever, the convenience store. Hmm. She got in there though. I gotta find her and follow her so we can see what else she's doing because, yeah, this looks like where the shop was, a Tire King. Child, oh, bless her heart. That's it, Gemini. Thank you. So, did you looking at that video? Do you think she got inside or do you think Jarvis and King had access to the car wash too, or was she just inside the car wash? Because I'm like, this looked like a car wash. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, you guys, let's get into King testimony. Um, yeah, I'm conflicted because if she would have stumbled across something, that would have been good. Um, but are we messing up investigations doing that, or should I don't think well, I don't think so because people do searches all the time. Remember we covered those who've been with me. What was that case, Making a Murderer, with Brendan Dassey and his uncle? I forgot his name, but Brendan Dassey and the uncle. It was Making a Murderer, and they were looking for Teresa Halbach's body, and people was out there every day. So I won't knock it. I won't knock it at all. They were out there every day looking for Teresa's body. So, oh, I hope they find this baby. But we were talking about a lot of people think she may still be alive. Like we were saying like Girl in the Basement and things of that stuff, things of that the girls that were out there, Charles Ramsey and the Ariel Costello and the what was her name? The young lady, Amanda Berry. When they found those three girls, they were in the house for years and nobody knew. And they had children. Um, so, you know, all this, it makes me think of the missing postal worker here in Chicago as well, Kiera Coles. How it seems like people just stopped looking for her. And her body has never been found, but it's people that can have a baby without going to the hospital. What if she's in danger? It's just sad. It's sad. Okay, let's start with Jarvis' business partner, Cordell. I'm watching this with you. Um, yeah, it says something about 9,000 in Connor Street. 9,000 in Connor Street. So let's see. Poor baby. Hmm. It's just so sad that this is going on, and it's sad. Oh, we got all Jarvis charges, and oh, someone sent me all the King charges too. We gotta go over that. So let's go over Jarvis charges right quick. Um, so wait, I'm not sure if I could put this on the screen. Is this public information? If somebody's charges is up there, it's public, right? If we can look online and yeah, I think it's public. Thank you. All right, let's go to Jarvis charges. Miss Lynn, that photo is everything too. Yes, we talk about it over here. You slaying in there. We talk the fashion. Okay, so this is Jarvis, but I was on TikTok, and this lady was like, "I'm writing him a letter," and she's writing him a letter every day. I hope he get those letters. Like she is telling him the business, and not like she's making sure he feel the pain through like the power of her pen. I'm like, wow, this is pretty deep. Okay, let's go to his Jarvis Butts. Okay. Um, this is interesting. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. Inactive. You guys got to help me out. Criminal sexual conduct, third degree. Uh, offender. He was discharged. Date of sentence October 31st, 2005. Discharged. So, wow, he was minimum sentence to 5 years. See, this is what I don't get. A person 13 through 15. Okay, so how old was Jarvis in 2014? So he was about 30. I hope I got it right. 32. And okay, so he was 22 in 2005. So he gets out, right? Then he got sentenced to weapons in a felony with a firearm. Okay, order terminated. Okay. Then he got probation, weapons concealed. He was sentenced on February 7th, 2024. He took a plea. Um, okay. Supervisor, no violations of any criminal law, not to leave the state without permission, monthly reporting. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. He wasn't reporting monthly on that sex offenders list, and that's how he slipped through the cracks. Um, Being in people's houses, things of that nature. He has to pay a crime victims assessment and state costs. Oh, Jarvis, man, what made you this monster? What made you this monster? Mm, 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 mm. And we read the other charges. He has 3 charges he has to face now that he's going to court for: the disappearance of Naziah, impregnating someone under 13, sexual assault. Then someone that's 20 years old testified that she was only 10 at the time of her assault, and then a 4-year old caught chlamydia by him. That's all going up now to court. Oh, good lord. Um, 2004 date of wow. First degree. Wow. Oh my gosh. Hey Mary, thanks for joining us. Okay, let's listen. Now, this is the part that I was confused with how King got wrapped into it, but I think we're gonna find out together. I think he was on tether, which I believe is that the electronic monitoring, so he was already on probation as well. And man, hanging out. I mean, this is a sensitive subject when you talk about if someone paid their debt to society. Like Jarvis went to jail, he got out, he registered. Did he pay his debt to society? But he came out and kept doing the same thing over and over, and ruined several people's lives. Several people's lives. And when I say ruined, he took a life from what we know from the Zaya, right? Ruined her life. But look at all the kids he fathered, over 21 children, all of them without a father, stress on the family, ruin those baby mamas' lives, just the kids' lives. It's never ending. Tad, there's an ankle monitor. Thank you so much. Okay, let's listen. This is King Jarvis' business partner, and you guys, if you can't stomach it, I understand. This is a very sensitive matter.
Do you have his name on? Could you spell his first name, please?
Cordell.
Right.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning.
And Mr. Wright, do you have a nickname?
Yes.
And what is your nickname?
King.
Is that King?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. How old are you?
37.
When's your birthday?
11/17.
And Mr. Wright, back in January 2024, were you on a MDOC tether?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And what dates were you on tether from?
From March 14th, 23 to March 28th of 24.
And what were your tether restrictions back then?
I could leave the house from 6 in the morning. I had to be back in by 9 p.m.
Mr. Wright, do you know someone named Jarvis Butts?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Jarvis Butts?
I first met him, we worked together at a shop called Frank's. And then we owned the shop together.
Okay. And do you see Jarvis Butts in the courtroom today?
No?
Yeah. Were you able to stand up so you can look around?
Yes. No.
When did you meet Mr. Butts?
2018.
And you said you two worked together initially at a place called Frank's?
Frank's.
All right. Where was Frank's at?
He has a couple locations. He has 7, but the one I met him at was on Warren and Neff.
Warren and Neff. Okay. And what locations of Frank's did you work at with Mr. Butts?
Warren and Neff.
May I approach?
Yes.
And Mr. Wright, I'm approaching those proposed exhibits 4, 5, and 6. Can you look at these?
Okay, let's listen to his charges, Gardis, because I really don't have a answer for you. But let's see what they say. Um, okay, let's see. Let's see if Court TV could tell it. Let's see.
An update out of Michigan, where the judge in the Ziyahharris murder case has ruled there is probable cause for the defendant, Jarvis Butts, to head to trial.
We may never know what happened, but from what I heard today and over the last 4 or 5 days, it appears he intended to perform what he thought was a do-it-yourself abortion on Ziyah and went south, and instead of seeking medical attention for her, he intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up. As much as I want her to be alive today, there is at least probable cause to show and believe that she is dead and that she was murdered by Jarvis Butts.
Defendant Jarvis Butts was accused of killing his girlfriend's 13-year-old niece after prosecutors say he learned that she was pregnant with his child. And of course, we're going to continue to update you on any new developments coming out of that case.
Okay, let's see if we can get the list of charges. Let's see. So the case is over to the Third Circuit Court for trial. Hold on, let me just pull this up so we can hear them say it, so I don't butcher it up. Okay. Let's see.
Appeared in court for the first time since his case was back. The Detroit man charged with murdering 13-year-old Ziyahharris. He appeared in court for the first time since his case was bounded over for trial. CBS News Detroit's Jack Springate sat on today's proceedings to tell us everything that happened in court today.
Well, today's hearing was more procedural than informative, but it did set a timetable for some of the next steps in this trial. The biggest development arguably happened outside the courthouse, and that was learning how much attention Ziyah's story's been getting since last week's preliminary hearing. Butts entered a not guilty plea before the court scheduled a calendar conference set for March 7th at 9 a.m. That's when deadlines to file motions, motion hearing dates, and potential trial dates will be set. One of Ziyah's adult cousins and staunchest advocates said her story has taken off ever since the preliminary hearing.
There are a few celebrities that have reached out. It's reached some very top tier platforms. So I'm hoping that, it moves in the right direction that it needs to go on.
Roxy says one of these celebrities was Detroit's very own Skilla Baby, who not only said he'd cover the cost to throw a community gathering to honor Ziyah's life, but he's also changed his profile picture to this photo of her.
I'm very thankful that Skilla Baby decided to, step up to the plate and take care of everything. And it's just awesome how the community is coming together all behind Ziyah.
Roxy told me her reaction to much of the online chatter that sided with Judge Aaliyah Sabri's observation that those caring for Ziyah when she was abused didn't do enough to protect her.
Accountability matters. It's some things that you can be able to forgive your family members for, and this is just one of those things that I just personally can't. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and everyone involved in it needs to take accountability.
Roxy says she would have never let this happen if she were still living in Detroit 1 year ago. Again, Butts will be back in court on March 7th for that calendar conference, and you can continue to follow along this case with us here at CBS News Detroit as we bring you real-time updates as they happen. For now, reporting in Detroit, I'm Jack.
And then lastly, okay, let's go to the Wayne County. Let's go over here. Let's see. Today, Jarvis Ramon Butts, aka Jarvis Ramon Butts of Detroit, has been charged with the homicide of Ziyahharris, who was 13 years old, also of Detroit. At the time of her disappearance on January 9, 2024, the body of Ziyah has not been found. Okay. The Detroit Police Department conducted a comprehensive investigation, which included witness statements, surveillance video, numerous documents, phone extractions, police reports, and medical records. The Wayne County Prosecutor Office reviewed 111 gigabytes of video, 506 gigabytes of phone extractions, and 19 gigabytes of documents. The overwhelming evidence in this case leads to the tragic conclusion that Naziah was murdered by defendant Butts. Okay, and I'll put the link in here for you guys to look over. So we shall see at trial. This is something. Could that be why he pleaded not guilty? You know, Gardis and Tawanda. I see y'all have like he nobody what will happen conversation. I don't know. I don't those text messages. Oh my God, that should seal the deal. But it's a jury trial, so we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully it don't take them long at all. But this is the criminal justice system, right? And he has to fight many a cases. He got a lot of cases he gonna have to fight. But let's get back to King.
And tell me if you recognize those.
I recognize this one, and this one.
And those are those a fair and accurate depiction of the Frank's Auto Shops?
And wait a minute, did he say he didn't recognize Jarvis? I skipped right over that.
At least two of them on Warren and the other one maybe on Harper?
Yes.
Okay, which is the one that's on Harper?
The last one of the inside.
Okay, and that's People's Proposed Exhibit 6?
Yes.
Okay, you're not moving for the admission of People's 4, 5, and 6?
Any objection? No objection, Your Honor. They'll be admitted as People's Exhibits 4, 5, and 6.
Thank you, Judge. How long did you work at Frank's with Mr. Buck?
A few years.
About how many years would you estimate?
2.
And when did that change from Frank's to another shop?
Maybe in 23 sometime.
Okay. Would it be earlier in the year or later in the year?
Maybe maybe May. Well, maybe April, May.
And then where did you guys work then?
We got a shop together on 9,000 Connor.
And what is at 9,000 Connor?
A Sicko, a car wash, and our shop was in the middle of both.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Mr. Gray, I'm handing you what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibits 7 and 8. Can you look at those and tell me if you recognize them?
Yes, I recognize.
Okay. And are those a fair and accurate depiction of your shop at 9,000 Connor?
Yes, it is.
And you're not with the admission of People's Proposed Exhibits 7 and 8?
Any objection? No objection. They'll be admitted as People's Exhibits 7 and 8.
Thank you, Judge. Who was it that you mainly worked with at 9,000 Connor?
I'm sorry.
Who was it that you worked with at 9,000 Connor?
Jarvis.
I want to take you back to when you were working at Frank's with Mr. Butts. Did you ever see Mr. Butts with any children there?
Yes.
And specifically, did you see him with any young girl children?
Yes.
And did you know who those were?
Yes.
Who were they?
His daughter, his niece.
Daughters and niece? What about any boys?
Yes.
Okay. And who were they?
His sons.
How often would you see him with the children there at Frank's?
Sporadically.
And at 9,000 Connor, did you see Mr. Butts with any children then?
Yes.
Okay. Any girls?
Yes.
And who would they be?
His daughter.
And what about any boys?
Yes.
And who would they be?
His sons.
And how often would you see him with children at 9,000 Common?
Sporadic.
And as it relates to this case, it's fair to say that you spoke with Detroit police a few times?
Yes, about 4.
About 4 times? Okay. That first time that you talked to Detroit police, do you recall about when that was?
The first time was the day before Valentine's Day, so like February 13th.
February 13th, and is that of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and at that time, were you presented with a jail call?
Yes.
Okay. And who was that jail call with?
Jarvis.
Okay. And who was he talking to?
Me.
All right. And what was the topic of that jail call?
He called to ask would I receive a cell phone out of a truck for him.
And were you familiar with what truck he was asking you to get it from?
Yes.
What truck was that?
It was a Z71 Chevy Suburban.
And did you know who that truck belonged to?
Yeah, his baby mom or somebody he was dealing with.
And do you recall listening to that jail call?
Yeah, I recall.
Okay. If I would move to admit the jail call from, I believe it's February 8th, 2024, between Mr. Wright and Mr. Jarvis.
Just making sure we remember, it was this one right here. That's who car it was. This one right here, this Fiance.
Published? Yes, I mean, co-host. Thank you, Judge. And for the record, I am playing People's Exhibit 1.
That's it.
This is a one-time free 3-minute call from an inmate at Wake County Jail. Your phone does not accept collect calls. This call has been provided by Helmet as a courtesy for friends and family. You cannot receive additional calls from this inmate until you call prepaid. We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your call. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept all communications from this. Thank you for using Telmate.
My guy, what's up, man?
Not shit, man. What's happening?
Not shit, man. How you feeling? My bad, I missed your call. I was working like a motherfucker.
I figured they said you was up there banging. They said something banging.
Yeah, you know it.
What's up, my nigga? Who is that, Tim? What's up, boy?
You know it.
And shit. Man, I'm calling, man. These bitches, they put my money up on my fucking books, bro.
Oh, yeah, take a minute for them to put that shit on there. Even if you walk in with it, man, they be playing it crazy.
Yeah, man.
I swear to God. They shoot out a machine and shit. You show you straight, you need something. I'm going to give you a couple dollars for that, dude.
Yeah, you know, I had some money on my books, nigga. I came in with money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they put this shit on my hookup. I was looking under the tablet. I didn't come up $0. That's some bullshit.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
How is it, though?
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm really going to be quarantined on this whole shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, they got you on that quarantine club for how long? 3 days?
I don't know how long, nigga. Shit, I'm about to be the only one in this bitch on my part.
You say what happened?
I said, shit, I'm about to be the remember me and you know, this is what I told you, this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
What you need?
Huh?
No, I was asking what that customer needs. Man, listen. You straight?
Yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, I'm good, oh shit, yeah, you got a passion number, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I need you to call her one day, nigga, and get that truck up there, nigga. Get my phone out there back seat, bro.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm supposed to get the truck up there. What will tell her?
Tell her you gonna, you fuck around and lost your car that there too when we was moving the, radio.
Okay.
Just wanna see.
All right.
I said it's
What kind of friend are y'all? Like I'm asking, like, clear. Would you have done it? You know, maybe he didn't think Jarvis did anything wrong. But look how they played poor Fiance over here. They played her. He like, yeah, just get up there, tell her this, woo woo woo, she gonna fall for it. Now we know from how she was trying to get in this phone, from what she was saying. I think it was the timestamp was right here. She was trying her best to get in that phone. So much so that he was asleep and she was trying to use his face. Let me see if this is right here.
And does that refresh your memory?
Yes.
And what were the last 4 digits of Jarvis Butts' phone number?
8719.
At some point after you dropped Jarvis Butts off at the courthouse and he turned himself in, did you go to his place of employment on at 9000 Connors?
No.
Okay, did you ever talk to his business partner, Cordell Wright?
No.
Okay. I have nothing further to say.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning.
You met Mr. Butts at Frank's Garage, is that right?
Yes.
And that's where Mr. Butts was working about 4 years ago.
Yes.
You were taking your car there?
Yes.
And I think in your words you said you kind of never left after you met him. Is that
Right.
fair to say?
Yes.
You guys got along really well?
Yes.
And you just kind of started a relationship from there?
Yes.
Would you go up to the garage after that relationship started?
Yes.
Kind of just to drop in?
Yes.
At any point in time while you were at Frank's Garage, did you ever see any children there?
No.
Is it fair to say that Mr. Butts was very protective of his phone around you?
Yes.
He would never let you see his phone screen?
No.
Wouldn't give you access?
No.
Certainly didn't give you his passcode or anything? In fact, you've actually actively tried to get into his phone, right?
Yes.
I think you had mentioned that when he was sleeping, you tried to kind of wave it in front of him to see if that would unlock it.
Mm-hmm.
You took a picture of his face once and tried to
Yes.
put the screens together. So you wanted to know what was in his phone.
Yes.
And he did not want you to know what was in his phone?
No.
As far as you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did you ever talk to him about why he was so secretive with his phone?
Yes.
And does it have something to do with the fact that he was seeing other ladies?
Yes.
And you suspected that at the time?
Yes.
And so that's why you were looking for proof?
Correct.
Okay. So even though you suspected that Mr. Butts was unfaithful to you, you still stayed with him?
Yes.
One reason for that is because he was good with the kids?
Yes.
He cared for your kids?
Yes.
He took them places?
Yes.
He took your son up to the shop?
Yes.
He showed him how to change the oil in the car?
Correct.
And you viewed him as a good father figure?
Yes.
Did you ever see anything inappropriate or that would cause you to see a red flag with regard to him and your children?
No.
See, in passion, I was like, wait a minute, I can do that? I can take a picture, put the screens together, she was trying to get in this phone, baby. The sad thing was, look how trusting she was with her. She didn't even, okay, hear me out. This is just a good conversation for us to have. The question of the day is, how long do you date someone before you let them meet your kids, right? Before you introduce them to your kids. This man is taking her kids out. I want to know how many girls and how many boys she had. Taking it. Look how she thought he was up to no good in his phone. And she let this man take her kids out the house alone. Now, granted, I'm saying she probably never thought he would be, well, his records speak for itself. She still let this man take her kids out. This is who he told King to go get her car up there.
Did you ever see him acting inappropriately with any other children?
No.
Certainly if you had, you would not have allowed him in your house.
No, absolutely
not. You knew that Mr. Butts had other children, right?
Yes.
With a woman named Angel?
Yes.
And a woman named Shannon?
Yes.
He talked about his children with you?
Yes.
Did he ever talk to you about his niece?
No.
About how often would Mr. Butts stay with you on any given week?
Maybe like twice.
Were they like the same days, or was it random?
Random.
Okay. About what time would he come over?
After his work hours. After like 6 o'clock.
Okay, so you think he would come kind of straight from work?
No, he would probably do something else and then be there later on in the night.
Okay, so closer to like 9, 10?
Yes.
Okay. Would he stay the night with you?
Till about 2 o'clock in the morning, 3, and then he would leave.
Okay. Do you know how he would get to your home?
A couple of times he was in a white truck, a white Cadillac truck. Sometime I think he would walk. If he was coming straight from the shop, he would walk. Or if he had my truck, that's how we would get back and forth.
And that's the Suburban?
Yes.
Did you know Mr. Butts to ever have his own vehicle?
Yes. He had a white Chrysler truck, van like.
Okay. And when did you know him to drive that?
Like maybe the first 2 years we were together.
Okay. Now, when Mr. Butts would come visit you, would he park in your driveway?
Yes.
Would he spend weekends with you also?
Yes.
1 second. I don't have anything else, thank you.
Ms. Davis, I just have a couple more questions for you. Ms. Quick asked you about Mr. Butts being secretive with his phone. Can you tell me about a time that you had a conversation with him about him being secretive or something like that?
He would never really say anything. He talked in circles. So if you try to ask him a question, it's just always.
All these, she had red flag after red flag after red flag. But man, the power of the ding to the dong, ding-a-ling, okay? I can't believe they trusted this man so much, especially with his criminal record he has, right? And did you see where it doesn't even look like a cool place for kids to? It was the middle of a parking lot with a sicko. Keefer says, "Why are children hanging around a auto shop?" I agree. Her truck again. Here go another one. He's able to use their car. Here we go again. Never let a man, ladies who are listening, who's younger, never let a man use your car. Don't let him use your tools. I remember a guy asked me, could he use my drill? If you're a man and you don't have your own drill, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? You should have your own toolbox if I got one. All right? Her truck. So he telling them something wrong with it. He getting it fixed while he drives it. That's what he probably doing. Yep, he probably doing that. Garter says, if I was a single father, I would completely vet people I would be involved with because I have a daughter, and insecure women can be jealous and vindictive. This is true. I've seen it happen, and it's scary. Yeah. I see, and you know, especially if you spoil your daughter, or someone dating you would think you're spoiling your daughter. Oh no, some weird. You giving her too much attention, and I'm not getting enough attention, and you need to stop buying her that. I've seen it too. She just said he comes here at 9 p.m. and leaves at 2. Once you left at 2, stay gone. Where you going at 2 a.m.? Come over. What they say on The Color Purple? Mr. did his business, did what he had to do, and left. No, this is not a relationship. And you know, no one's perfect. I'm sure that a lot of people will have stories to tell. Like now, I hope they correct it. I hope now when she meets someone, she's not letting them use her car or meeting the kids. Like, I hope this scares them straight. Oh, trust me, the last guy I dated, I never allowed him to touch my car, and we were dating for 3 years. Yeah, yeah, it happened. As soon as they say, like I be seeing those dudes driving the Altimas, and they moving all fast because they done dropped their baby mamas off. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Where you gotta go, Jody? Where you gotta go? No. Yeah, I'm with you. I have my own tools, but that's something that I was taught. Don't get me wrong. I didn't listen to everything my parents told me. Believe me, wish I could turn back the hands of time. Okay, but some of the things was have my own vehicle, have a little change, stash away, have my own tools. You know, Lord. Single mothers need to be aware of the men they bring around their children, especially teenage daughters. Y'all need to do background checks. Yeah, yeah. Or inviting strange men in your house. That's not cool. Like this is the thing. I think they thought, well, I'm here. He not gonna do nothing to my kids. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna do nothing while I'm here. Look how Jarvis was sneaking around doing stuff to these kids, and look how in the text messages, Naziah, she was actually saying, okay, act like you going to the bathroom. She was plotting and planning too. They were helping each other out. So he had an inside scoop on how to take advantage of these children. My great aunt once said, go around the corner and do your business. Don't poop where you eat. Y'all don't date nobody in the same apartment building. Like we need to do a whole episode on how, like, lessons we've learned or things we've seen for the young folk, because nobody meets someone, and you only meet the representative when you meet someone, right? You meet the representative, and then all of a sudden, anyone thinks that they're going to turn into a monster? No. Or you find out who they are? No. Or did you think they was only gonna do it to them and they wasn't gonna do it to you? Huh? That's what you thought. He won't pull that with me. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, what not to do, dating tips. Yeah. Because you can't get people will, a red flag when you meet somebody and they say their ex was the crazy one. 9 times out of 10, they was the crazy one. 9.5 times out of 10, don't fall for it. When they be like, my ex was crazy. Nope. 9.5 times out of 10, it was vice versa. It was vice versa. Jarvis has 21 kids. These mothers knew each other and they still, Keithis, they was living like, he didn't even go far. They all was living in walking distance to each other. Y'all, I went through Shannon's Facebook today. Lord, we'll do that tomorrow. I don't know why her Facebook's still up. Man, okay, so Shannon has a baby the same year as Miss Pixie Cut. The one that the baby found the glasses. I got the two. So Shannon had a little boy and Pixie Cut had a little girl. The same time. And I was just going through her Facebook, and then she was like, oh, so now you're going to deny my son because he had another baby. So he was having what they call those twins something. I forgot what they call. It's not Irish twins. What do they call when you have the two babies? Anyway, he was out there just, man, they was all walking around pregnant at the same time. It's ridiculous. This one, she got away. That rep will get you every time. Airbnb equal welcome to my home. Pay attention to everything. Yeah. Pay attention to when someone, it's, well, we miss the little things, like the little rage, the little, you think it's cute. He punched a hole in his wall. He was so mad because he missed you. No, run. Okay, run. He got 3 kids, but the baby mamas won't let him see the kids. Run. Okay, he got a 1-year-old and he out dating. Run faster. I could go on for days. Run. That rep will get you every time. Ghetto twins, that's what they call them. Jarvis is a business owner. Yeah, Bart. I want to know more about this business. Yeah, Keithus, I agree. He's a business owner. He was borrowing everybody's car. Or walking. Oh, he's so protective because he wants to always know where I'm at. Run. That's a good one, Tracy. We could go on for days. It's a lot. Like, and men, I'm not leaving you out. When you see a red flag from a lady, run. Run. My favorite one is Grand Rising. No, I'm playing. I get to run it. Grand Rising. No, I'm not a biscuit. Okay, let's go ahead. Back to King's testimony. So yeah, she just let him, but the thing about it, he knew how to pick them. Jarvis was smart enough to know how to pick them. Very, very much so.
We have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Reach behind that back seat. Yeah. So you reach behind that back seat, bro. The box right there. Straight behind the middle of that back seat, bro.
Okay, under it or in the back or in the back thing?
In the back, right in the back of the seat, bro.
Okay.
On the second row.
You know you took the key. You took the key to the gate.
It's the same key.
I don't got that key to it.
Yeah, you do. It's the same key to the lock at the door.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, it's the same key, bro.
Now, you know I got to. I'll put the money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I have to put the credit card.
It's all about that. You put them on that. I call my wife and have her bring up the tea.
No, I don't need it, though. If you said the same one, I got it. So I don't need it right now anyway. Just when I get the scrap out of there.
Did he say he'll call his wife? Did he say I'll call my wife? Who's supposed to be his wife? Because I knew he wasn't married. Let me see if that's what he said.
Now, you know I got to. I'll put the money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I have to put the credit card.
It's all about that. You put them on that. I call my wife and have her bring up the tea.
No, I don't need it, though. If you said the same one, I got it.
So who was he calling his wife? I don't think it was Shannon. Who you think? Jarvis really didn't have a place to lay his head that I could see. Who you think he was staying with the most after 3 baby mamas? Probably. Where was Jarvis' house? This is so weird.
So I don't need it right now anyway. Just when I get the scrap out of there.
Okay.
Mr. Wright, were you successful in getting that cell phone from the vehicle like Mr. Budd asked you to?
She came up there, but no, I wasn't successful. It wasn't there.
Wasn't there? Okay.
When we say she, who you refer to?
Tasha.
You couldn't who's Taki that you know of?
His baby mom.
Okay. Did you look for?
Wait a minute. Miss Lynn, you blowing my mind. What? They say he's married. His wife stay on Wilshire. What? This story, you know what? Thanks for, I gotta look, putting it on the list. Putting it on the list because we're gonna have to look that up too. Wow. So, how many women? Oh.
For it in the vehicle?
Yeah, I looked for it.
Okay. And you were unsuccessful in finding it?
Yes.
And Mr. I want to talk to you now about the second time that you were speaking with Detroit police. Would it be fair to say that was just a couple days after your first time?
It was not long, a few weeks maybe. I was off tether at that point, I believe.
Okay. And do you recall talking about fixing a red Jaguar and going to Ypsilanti?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about how many times did you and Mr. Butts go to Ypsilanti?
I believe it was either 2 or 3.
All right. And how did that come about? Whose red Jaguar is this?
My son's grandma.
Your son's grandma.
So she called, said she was having some problems with it and asked if we would come look at it, which is not unusual. We do house calls depending on the person and where it's located, but this is my son's grandma, so of course we're gonna make the exception. She called and said she was having problems with the car, asked if we would come look at it. Went, assessed the car at her house the first time. I think we made a minor repair there. Not to the extent that it was the problem that she was having after the fact.
Okay. So, where red Jaguar located when you guys go out to see it?
Mr. My son's grandma's driveway in Ypsilanti, off Michigan Avenue, I believe.
All right. And who goes with you out there that first time?
Jarvis.
Okay. It's just you and Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys go out there and you assess, make a minor repair.
Yeah.
Does it completely fix the car?
For that problem, yes.
Okay. And then is there another time that you end up having to do work on this red Jaguar?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
She drove the Jaguar for a while. It was doing fine. Then she said it was leaking something. I asked her what it was leaking. She said she didn't know. I asked her if she could get it towed to the shop. She said, yeah. So
that was your shop at 9000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And who works on it at 9000 Connor?
Me and Jarvis.
Okay. And what do you?
Now I want to say something. You guys, doesn't it seem like they really could have had a good business going if they were on the up and up? It seems like we're only hearing testimony from family, but they're in between a car wash and a sicko, right? So people going in there left and right, they could have really had something there, but the shenanigans.
Do when you finish fixing? Do you ever fixing the red Jaguar?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do when you finish fixing it?
We take it back to her. I called her first and asked her how she was planning on retrieving the vehicle. She said she was going to tow it, and I didn't want to cost her no more money, so I told her that we could bring it.
Okay. And do you recall if that was?
You know what? It could be for real, Gemini, because it was a car wash out here. No, it was an auto shop out here, and at night it was a strip club. So ain't no telling what was going on in that shop. It seemed like they didn't have a lot of business unless it was somebody they knew, but it could have been promising if they both would have did the right thing.
On or about January 9th of 2024?
It was on.
It was on that day?
Yes.
Okay. So on that day, before you take tell me about how that day started for you.
I woke up. I typically leave the house at 6 because that's what time I could leave. So I went to the gym, I got to the shop probably around 8:30. I don't know who opened the shop. I can't really recall which one of us opened it, but Jarvis may have been there already. A few cars came in, then the Jaguar probably got there maybe around 9 o'clock. I assessed the Jaguar. Jarvis left for a moment. I had another mechanic. Being it's a foreign car, so I had a foreign car mechanic on call to help with the work, but he was busy, so he came. Said he wouldn't have time to do it, so I think I Googled it, seen how it was done, and I proceeded taking the water pump off.
Okay. About that work that day?
Yes, he was there.
Okay. What do you guys being you and Mr. Butts, do as it relates to work that night?
I think we had a few cars that came in that needed some minor repairs. Between that and the Jaguar, we was jumping in and out of the Jaguar job, and the cars that pulled up, maybe oil change, tune up, whatever, et cetera, so forth was. But we was mainly working on the Jaguar, trying to get the water pump off, as it is a hard job to do.
And do you always have all of your parts on stock or on your person in stock with you?
No, we call either AutoZone, Mansfield, or the auto stores that has them.
Okay. And did you have to go get any auto parts on January 9th?
Yes, we had to go get the water pump for the Jaguar, as well as some other parts, I believe, for other cars.
Okay. And when you go and get parts, is it usually just one of you, both of you, or something else?
That depends. If it's a car there, then one of us will stay. If it's not a car there, we can go together sometime.
Okay. And on January 9th of 2024, did one of you guys go to the auto parts store, or did you both go?
We both went.
Both went? Okay. Tell me what happens when you go to the auto parts store.
Before that, I called them. They ordered the water pump, so we went and picked it up when they called and said it was in. We got in the truck, went to AutoZone, got the water pump. On our way back from AutoZone, I believe we forgot something, so we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone, grabbed whatever we forgot, came back, and on our way back, we was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, "I see my niece right there. She walking." We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her. He pointed across my face, said she right there. She was coming across the street at that time. She got in the truck with us. She spoke, "Hi King, hi Jay," and we proceeded back to the shop.
Okay. So when you guys are driving to these auto parts stores, who's driving?
Jarvis,
Okay, and where?
passenger seat.
Okay. And you said when you guys are heading back to the shop the second time, that's when you said Jarvis spots someone?
Yes.
Who does he say that he spots?
His niece.
His niece, okay. And you recognize his niece?
Yes, when I see her, when he pointed her out to me, yes, I recognize her walking across the street.
Okay. And so you guys pull over. Where's she getting to the car at?
I believe she getting behind me, so the back seat behind me.
Okay. Does Jarvis say anything to her?
Yeah, she speaks to both of us, and we speak back.
Okay. What does he say to her?
Hi.
Hi. And where do you guys go after?
Is this just me? But why was this little girl walking down the street? So according to the text messages, okay, because we gotta connect the dots. So let me know if y'all got this right. So according to the text messages, she left school. First Jarvis is supposed to go to court. He didn't turn himself in, and they rescheduled his court time. So now him and Naziah getting contact with each other, and they're supposed to meet up on the 9th. Do y'all think that Jarvis knew that King would be like a witness? That's why he wanted to go together? But two grown men see, I hate to be creepy like this, but two grown men picking up a 13-year-old on the side of the road, and he talking about it's my niece. pulling in the liquor store parking lot. It's just too much.
After you pick up his niece.
Back to the shop.
Okay, and that's at 9,000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys do when you get back to 9,000 Connor?
He back in. We get out. We proceeded working on the Jaguar. I may have got out the car first with the parts, and he was in the car with her for a second. I got out, started working on the Jaguar.
And does what happens next? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out, get into the front seat, reposition herself to the front seat of his truck. It was colder that day. I believe she started the truck. We started working on the Jaguar, putting the parts back on. It took a little minute. Like I said, it was a difficult job, so it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the gas pump so he could get some gas.
So that he gets out of the car that you guys were in?
Yes.
So
we was always in Jarvis' truck.
So wait a minute. So Jarvis. So wait a minute. So instead of them calling, when we got grandmother Annette up here crying on the stand, talking about she never come home, and she's out looking for her. She looked everywhere but the car shop. That's what y'all telling me? And the Zaya's sitting in the car, warming it up until it runs out of gas. So how long was that depending on if he had a teaspoon of gas or whatever? I don't know. This is it. Everybody needs to go to jail. Everybody needs to go to jail. Your daughter's baby daddy is at the shop in daylight. Daylight to nighttime, and she's sitting in the truck just kicking it. No, let me call your mama. You need to get home. Let me let them know you safe. All of them need to go to jail.
Okay.
So she gets out of the back seat and repositions herself to the front seat, so she can start the cover.
And tell me, what kind of car or what kind of truck does Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
Okay. And what color?
It's pearl white.
And I'm just thinking about a 13-year-old Berg. I know she felt like a boss sitting in that white Escalade, starting her man truck up, kicking it in the back, walking back and forth to the gas station. Man, this is sad. You got a minor just sitting there in a car warming up. What are you waiting on? What you gonna do? No, you need to go home.
What, if you can see, what is his niece doing while you guys are working on at the shop?
I believe she's on her cell phone, I believe.
The cell phone nobody could reach her on? Y'all, am I listening to this correctly? Because I don't know if I'm listening to the testimonies out of sequence. It was plenty of time to find this baby after school. Everybody failed this girl.
Does Jarvis ever take his niece anywhere while you guys are working at the shop?
No.
No? Okay. Did you ask him if he was going to take her home at all?
I believe I asked him was he gonna drop her off when the truck ran out of gas. We had to push it to the pump. It was just a distraction from work, so I asked was he gonna drop her off. No.
And did you finish working on the Jaguar that day?
Yes.
And what happens after you finish up on the Jaguar?
I called my son grandma and asked her how she was gonna retrieve the vehicle. She said she was going to tow that. I told her she didn't have to do that. That was just spending extra money. So I asked Jarvis, was it all right if we dropped it off. He said yes. And we started making preparations to do so.
Do you recall you guys finished the Jaguar and there to leave?
Probably around 7:30 or somewhere around there.
7:30 p.m. Naziah still there? Y'all, this cannot be real. This many adults with the minor, with the phone, with the uncle. So now I understand where that red Jaguar, where the testimony of his, I guess it would be his son's aunt came into play. They done brought Naziah to the girl, to his son's grandma house. Naziah kicking it, riding around. Do y'all think they were riding around and singing ABCs and listening to National Geographic radio? They probably was kicking it, smoking, chilling. Pulled in the liquor store.
When do you guys eventually leave the shop?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me about who all leaves the shop?
Me, Jarvis, and his niece.
Okay. And tell me about the driving arrangements.
Drove my 300 and Jarvis drove the Jaguar.
And where was his niece at?
She was with him in the front seat of the Jaguar.
Y'all didn't drop her off at home yet?
Now, are you able to recall what his niece looked like that day?
Yes. Faintly, but yes.
Do you remember what kind of clothing she was wearing?
I remember she had a jacket on. Like I said, a coat. It was cold, so I think it was colorful.
Colorful?
Yeah.
May I approach? Yes. I'm sure I'm approaching the People's Proposed Exhibit 2. And I'm going to direct you to the top left corner. Can you tell me, is there anything that you recognize in that?
The jacket in Channel 1.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the jacket that you've seen his niece, Jarvis's niece, wearing that day?
Yes.
Then I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 2.
Any objection? Objection. Will be admitted as People's Exhibit 2.
Thank you. And I'm showing you its marked Appeals Post Exhibit 3. Do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
Thanks. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of Jarvis's niece as you remember? 2024.
Yes.
Okay, and is that the same niece that went with you to Ypsilanti?
Yes, it did.
Okay, and you're moving for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 3?
No objection. Okay, it'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 3.
Thank you. So, you guys are driving to Ypsilanti. You said you're driving in your 300, and Jarvis is driving the Jaguar with his niece.
Yes.
Okay.
Jarvis is riding around town like this his woman. He don't even got his own daughters or sons in the car.
How long did it take you guys to get to Ypsilanti?
It was raining that day, so about.
And when you get to Ypsilanti, what do you do?
We get out, we park the car, get out, we go in. My son's grandma and I believe his auntie was there as well, so they greeted us. They'd spoken to him before, so they greet him. And then my son, grandma asked who the little girl was.
And did you introduce the little girl?
No,
Okay. Who introduced the little girl?
Jarvis did.
And what did Jarvis introduce her as?
His niece.
And about how long do you guys stay in Ypsilanti?
Not long, maybe 15 minutes or so. My son, auntie had to go get the rest of our money that my grandma didn't have, so she went to the ATM.
What do you guys do when she went to the ATM?
Talking. Talking. She was just telling us about other work she needed to get around her house, etc., so on and so forth.
And was Mr. Butts with you the whole time?
Yes.
So, you guys eventually leave Ypsilanti.
Yes.
And tell me about the driving arrangements coming or leaving Ypsilanti.
Which is mine. We get in. Travis in the front. I believe Nazaya sat behind me.
Sat behind you?
Yes.
Okay. So, and is there any kind of talking or conversation when you guys are driving?
No, I got sounds in my car, so no.
And do you recall about what time you guys, I guess, where do you guys go when you leave Ypsilanti?
Back to 9.
Did he say we got sound? Hold on, I didn't hear that right. I'm getting sleepy. That must be what it is. Did he say we got sound? I had sounds in my car. Y'all tell me I didn't hear that right. So you mean it was like boom, boom? You know how the bass hit, boom, 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 rattling at 9 o'clock at night with a little girl in the back seat, and she still ain't making home. Y'all, this can't be real life. This cannot be real life. That they're riding around. He didn't have the sense to say, niece or not, we should not be riding around with a minor all night. Are you kidding me? And what y'all think they was listening to? Mahalia Jackson? Child, this is sad. This is my first time hearing this. It's dark. So if y'all don't know, if you're not from the Midwest, well, everywhere, but it could get dark around 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know, the seasonal, especially dark, icy. It start getting dusk dark 4:30. This is at night. And so can I be honest? Now I think everybody's lying except for him. Because is this why y'all waited 24 hours? Y'all knew what she was. Y'all knew what she was. This why y'all say y'all gonna wait 24 hours to call the police? Are you kidding me? Y'all almost want to cry. I didn't even know it was this. I knew how many people failed her, but I didn't know how many channels it went through. They didn't took this girl on a Detroit Royal tour and didn't even drop her off at home. This is sad. This is sad. This is insane, Gemini. Yes. Garda says, I don't like to be riding around at night with my own daughter. Exactly. It's more. This is sad. You guys. Somebody else needs to be charged with something. I think King knew. Sorry, King. But I think King knew that Jarvis was messing with this little girl. They was riding around. This how I used to ride around. My boyfriend had a Beretta with sounds back in the day. I was riding around in the Chevy Lumina with sounds. That's what you do. That's what you do. You hang out that way. This was a kicking it, drinking, hanging out session. That's what this was. Man, I'm so disappointed, y'all. I'm almost in. Okay, and we could go. Let's go by the text messages. You could tell Naziah mentality was she thought she was a woman. In her mind, she thought she was a woman. You know. I don't even know if she was ready to go home, Gemini. Cause, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully. Home was horrible. She probably didn't want to go home. She wanted to be with her man. Y'all check on your people. Go through these babies' phones. Have a conversation with them. Make sure they can have something on their shoulders. Like, it's always like, I always want my kid to be 20 million times better than I was and not make the decisions that I did. I know that kids are going to make mistakes, but we got to protect them from people like this. We can't have people like this around us. Like, Jarvis shouldn't even been a friend, or let alone a business partner. You don't have the common sense to say, no, before we get to my son's grandma's house, you got to drop your niece off, bro. I think he knew. Let's continue. Man, Tracy, I haven't been following this. Wow.
9,000 Connors.
Do you recall about what time you guys get back to 9,000 Connors?
Probably around 8:45. I was cutting it close on the tether.
What do you do when you get back to 9,000 Connors?
Open up.
Wait a minute. He's on a tether and he's riding around with a 13-year-old minor? With sounds?
Up the shop door where he left his truck in one of the bays, so he opened up that bay door, went through the gas station, because that's the way we entered the shop, went through the gas station, opened the shop, opened one of the bay doors. I went to the back and started splitting the money that we had made for the day, and separating the receipts.
So,
Getting this truck.
do you recall where at this truck she got into?
Passenger seat.
Is that front passenger, back passenger, or something else?
Front passenger.
And where's your bunk at?
Back in the back with me, separating the cash.
And when you leave the shop,
No, I left first.
you left first. Okay. So when you leave, who's still at the shop?
Jarvis and me.
Do you see them leave the shop at all?
No.
And have you seen Jarvis's niece, the one that was with you on the 9th? Have you seen her since January 9th, 2024?
No.
Now I want to talk about the day after that you guys went to Gypsy, so January 10th. Do you recall if Mr. Bucks was at work that day?
I don't think he was.
What makes you think that he wasn't?
3 times, 4 times. No reason for him to call me if he was standing right next to me.
No response. Judge, I don't think he's speculating, so he lost what he believes.
If he's saying that there's no maybe call for a certain reason, just no speculation.
Can you ask the question?
Yes. So you said that you don't believe he was at work because he would call you, or he called you so often?
He called me. We had a 30-minute conversation on one account, and then we had another conversation about 15 minutes. So.
Okay. So that makes you believe in your mind that he was actually on the scene?
What's the question first?
I'm just asking, based on those conversations, that Mr. Butts was not at the shop with him. I don't think that's leading.
It's stating a conclusion.
He already stated that he wasn't at the shop. He was moving. So I'll overrule.
You can.
One more time.
So based on the length of those phone calls and the times of them, did that make you believe that Mr. Butts was not at the shop?
Right.
Did Jarvis Butts ever mention to you about his niece being missing?
No.
Have you talked to Mr. Butts, aside from all that we played, since turning himself in?
No.
And do you know someone, do you know any of Jarvis's siblings?
Yes.
And which sibling do you?
I met his brother and I met his sister.
You talked to his sister. Well, start that. Would his sister ever come to the shop?
Sporadically.
Okay. And are there times that you talk to her?
Yes.
Okay. And had you talked to her about Jarvis's niece being missing?
After the police questioned me, I believe she came up there and we.
So what do y'all think? Do y'all think the shop was a kick in this spot? Like everybody just pulled in and come in there. The liquor store was right next door. They just came up there to kick it. What y'all think? Because it's like, at this point, his tether about to go out at 8:45. It's after 9.
And Mr. Wright, I'd asked you earlier about if you'd seen Mr. Butts in the courtroom, so that you couldn't see him there. Okay.
Heck, I don't see Mr. Butts in the courtroom. He hiding.
And I'm showing you People's Proposed Exhibit 9. Can you tell me if you recognize that photo?
Yes.
And who is it in that photo?
Jarvis.
Okay. Next, Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
Okay. Now I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 9.
Okay, give it as People's Exhibit 9.
Thank you. Right. I kind of want to direct your attention back to People's Proposed Exhibit 3, or People's Exhibit 3, I'm sorry. Can you see it from here where I'm holding it?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know who this person in this photo is now?
Yes.
Okay. And who do you know her as now?
Nazaya.
The next time you see Jarvis Butts after January 9th, 2024, do you see any injuries on him?
No, I don't believe I've seen the injuries.
Clearly for the judge. Okay, Ross. Thank you.
I don't think that's me. I was trying to see if that was me buffering, but I don't think it's me. Let's see. We're just gonna go up a little bit.
You said you met at Frank's, the shop that you looked at.
That's correct.
And you said you guys worked together at Frank's for about 2 years.
That's correct.
And so that means in about 2020, you opened up the shop in Connor. Is that?
No, in 2021, I went to.
Yeah, he's hiding behind his lawyer like a coward, y'all. Um, yeah, they should not let him have that mask on. Like, well, this was preliminary. Do you think that's why they let him have it? Miss Gemini Tay 96. Kiefer says the shop could have been a hangout spot, but not for a teenage girl. Agreed. A teenage boy maybe just like a barbershop is not a hangout spot for a teenage girl. Yeah, yeah.
And so you came back
I came back to the same thing.
at Frank's?
Yes.
And then what year was that?
That was 2023.
Okay, and so then how long after you came back were you the two of you at Frank's together?
Maybe a few months to maybe like the middle of the year. So maybe around either around April. It was still a little cold outside.
Okay. So like early spring.
Yeah.
You think that you opened up the shop at 9
Yes, it could have been earlier than that, but yes, around.
Yeah, I don't think this. I'm gonna try and move up some just a little bit. I don't think it's us because I'm looking on my iPad.
When you come up and confront Mr. Butts,
It happens.
maybe about other women that he was seeing.
It happens.
Did you ever feel like that was affecting the business?
No, thanks.
What about at the business that you owned in Connor?
It didn't happen as much there.
Didn't have as much in Connor?
Right.
Sometime, I guess, the two of you were working together. You had a friend that was, I guess, talking to or trying to date one of Mr. Butt's daughters. Is that correct?
That happened.
The daughter was 21, 22.
She was somewhere around, not 100% certain, but yeah, around that age, 20, 21, 22.
And that caused an issue for Mr. Butts.
It did.
He got pretty upset with his friend.
It did. I was in prison at the time, so.
Wait, so one of his friends tried to date one of Mr. Butt's daughters, and she was 21 or 22. Okay, so why was Butts mad? Well, I guess you'd be mad. Maybe he's not a good fit for your daughter? What happened?
Yes, I was involved directly.
Okay. Did you ever hear about an altercation that happened between the two of them?
Some kind of altercation did occur, yes.
Was your impression that Mr. Butts was pretty protective of her?
Yeah.
Question: could this be the 20-year-old that is now saying that she was assaulted by Mr. Butts? I'm wondering if that's what they're getting at.
Do you know how many children Mr. Butts has?
13?
And you said that some of them would come to the shop?
Yes, that happened.
But at the shop in Connor, you said his sons would come?
His son will come sometimes and stay today with us.
His daughter?
She'll come sometimes and stay today with us.
And what's her name, do you recall?
No, I don't want to misname it.
Okay.
I think it's someone with a J or something like that, though. I'm not 100% certain.
Was she like a teenager?
He had
Do y'all think he know the name? I think he know the name. I think he for sure know the name. Because I feel a way about Janiyah and Naziah being the ones that they called to come to the shop to clean up. He's innocent until proven guilty, of course. He's not charged with anything. But I feel like he knows the name.
She come up there sometime, but not really. It was when 9, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there.
Okay. And then his niece would also come?
Yes.
Would she come typically with?
When I first met her, yes, that's how I with his daughter. She would always come with his daughter. They would come up there sometime to get air in their tires. Maybe money, just typical kid stuff.
Did he ever, or did the two of you ever have them like doing chores around the shop?
Sometimes.
Did Mr. Butts talk to you about his children?
Yes.
Did you talk about spending time with them?
Yes, I believe he lived with the majority of them.
And he said that.
Okay, so wait. So who house is that he would live? But that would be Shannon, and am I assuming that? Because Shannon had 5 kids. If we're saying he had 13, we know he got 21. So do we have to go back to the wife? Who, if he lived with the majority of the kids, that would be Shannon, right? I gotta look more into this.
You mentioned Tasha. She's one of the mothers of some of his children,
Yes.
correct?
No, I don't believe so.
No, you said, I believe in your testimony, that you had been to Ypsilanti twice with Mr. Butts. Is that?
Or 3 times, one of the. Yes.
It possibly could have been 3.
It could have possibly been 3. I'm not 100% certain.
Okay. Now, one of the his niece was, you said, on January the 9th.
First time I seen her by herself, yes.
But that's because you have a picture up on Harper.
Yes.
Did Mr. Butts seem surprised that he saw her?
I'm not sure. I couldn't really, I wasn't really paying attention to his expression. He just pointed to me.
And at that time, you only knew her as his niece?
Yes.
You didn't have any idea what her name was at that time?
No.
And in fact, the reason you learned her name was when you identified that pic that was just shown to you, and the police told you what her name was. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
With Mr. Butts and his niece, did you see any inappropriate behavior or anything that made you raise your eyebrows between the two of them?
No.
What about any of the other times that his niece would have been there in the shop? Did you ever?
He said that no fast, didn't he? That no was fast.
Behavior that made you question about was inappropriate?
I said I have. No.
What about any of the other times that his niece would have been there in the shop? Did you ever? Behavior that made you question about was inappropriate?
I said I have.
So he cut her off and said, I said I haven't. Did he cut her off and said, I said I haven't? Whoa, let me try to refresh this again. See if it's me.
With Mr. Butts and his niece, did you see any inappropriate behavior or anything that made you raise your eyebrows between the two of them?
No.
What about any of the other times that his niece would have been there in the shop? Did you ever? Behavior that made you question about was inappropriate?
I said I have.
I'm sorry, y'all. I hope it wasn't an echo. He doubled down on that. I said I haven't.
Now, the 3 of you were back from Ypsilanti on January 9th. That was your testimony, right?
Yes.
Was there any conversation between Mr. Butts and his niece in the car?
There was no conversation between Really nobody. I had the music on.
And I'm going to back up to earlier in the day when you came to the shop the first time after you picked her up from on Harper.
Okay.
You said that she pretty much stayed in Mr. Butt's car the whole time.
Yes.
She said she was on her phone.
Yes.
Did you ever leave the shop at all after that before you guys went to planning?
Maybe in the
Not really, just the attached gas station.
yeah, maybe to the gas station. I'm not sure if I actually physically left the building. I'm not sure.
Would have been for more than like 5 or 10 minutes.
Use the bathroom, so maybe 10 minutes tops if I had to leave.
You never went out to grab parts at any place that you can recall.
Not that I can recall.
Now, after January 9th, what was the next time you said that you saw Mr. Butts? Okay, he was not at work on the 10th?
No.
Okay. Do you recall?
I'm never on time.
What time did you come in?
Probably about 8:40. I go to the gym, so we open at 8, but I'm never there at 8, so I probably got there maybe 8:49.
You want to open the shop?
Yes.
Now, you were aware at that time that Mr. Butts was supposed to turn himself in and serve a jail sentence of Burgundy jail. That's correct?
Yes, I am.
You have to leave the business for a while.
Correct.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try to switch over to TikTok because this is. I don't think it's me, but it must be. I don't know. I'm about to see if it's because I'm trying on my iPad and everything. Hold on. Let's switch over. This is just the last part. So I'm gonna go to part 16 and see. Hold on, guys. Thanks, y'all. This thing on StreamYard, I swear, and I'm sitting up here listening like, thank you. Let's see if we can get it now.
Harper. Okay. You said that she pretty much stayed in Mr. Butt's car the whole time?
Yes.
She said she was on her phone?
Yes.
Did you ever leave the shop at all after that, before you guys went to the landing?
Maybe in the gas station?
So, not just the attached gas station?
Yeah, maybe to the gas station. I'm not sure if I actually physically left the building. I'm not sure.
Would it have been for more than like 5 or 10 minutes?
If I ever left, no, maybe to use the bathroom, so maybe 10 minutes tops if I had to leave.
You never got to grab parts at any place that you can recall?
Not that I can recall.
Now, after January 9th, what was the next time you said that you saw Mr. Butts?
The 11th.
The 11th. Okay. He was not at work on the 10th?
No.
Okay. Were you there on time on the 10th? Do you recall?
I'm never on time.
What time did you come in on the 10th?
Probably about 8:40. I go to the gym, so we open at 8, but I'm never there at 8, so I probably got there maybe 8:49.
And on the 10th, were you the one that opened the shop?
Yes.
Now, you were aware at that time that Mr. Butts was supposed to turn himself in and serve a jail sentence in Blaine County Jail. That's correct?
Yes, I am.
You have talked about that, obviously, because he was going to leave the business for a while.
Correct.
Okay. And you actually went to the courthouse on the day he turned himself in to support him, right?
Yes, I was there.
And he was going to be serving time on a gun possession charge, is that right?
That's correct.
If you know.
That's correct.
And because you were kind of paying attention to what was happening, you understood that the court date had gotten changed a few times?
Yeah, he told me that it had changed. So I believe he was supposed to get sentenced on the 9th, but it got pushed back to February the 7th. So I learned that through him. I didn't go to court with him that time. It was just when he got sentenced, I went to court with him that time.
Are you familiar with any court dates that he had out in Clinton Township around that time?
He did say he had something going on with his daughter, I believe. I believe it was domestic with his daughter of some sort. So yeah, I was familiar with that, I believe.
Or was he going to court for that at that same time?
Domestic? Y'all, thanks for having patience during this stream. It's a struggle stream. We're struggling over here. What in the world? So he said he knew he was going to support him for the gun charge. Do you guys think he knew about the SA allegations?
Around about, I believe it was supposed to be, yes.
Now, you've been involved because at some point you became aware that the Detroit police wanted to talk to you back in February.
They came to the shop and picked me up.
Okay, they actually took you down.
To headquarters.
Okay, and that was the first time on February 13th, is that right?
That was February 13th, day before Valentine's Day.
Then you said you spoke with them again a couple days later.
Yes, I believe the first time I spoke with him, I was still on tether, so it had to be sometime after I was off tether, yeah.
And then you spoke with them again in March, right?
Yes.
And was that a phone conversation?
No, all of our conversations was via person.
Okay. And then a couple weeks ago, did you also speak with the police?
Yes.
And the prosecutors?
I don't know if a prosecutor, but yes, I believe she was.
As far as you can remember?
Yes.
Now, in February, when you were talking to the police, by that time, had you seen anything on the news or on social media about who you later learned was Mr. Butt's niece?
No.
So at the time you were interviewed by the police, you didn't know anything?
Wow. Okay, this is it, y'all. I'm in shock. Okay, we're almost done. Let's see. I think he was there to support him all the way, even with the domestic he want to call it.
And at the time that you were talking to the police, while you were untethered in February, you were untethered because you were on parole, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you had about 3 weeks left on parole at that point.
Not 3 weeks in February.
Yes.
I had 3 weeks left on tethered. I got off actual parole in May.
Okay. So the tether was coming off, but you were still going to come to report.
3 more months
Okay.
after the tether came off.
And in February, I believe it was the second conversation that you had with a detective, presumably, you and the officer or the detective spoke about the tether, right? Do you recall that?
I believe so, yes.
Because you were concerned every time you would go somewhere, you would be late, you were very
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
being home on time.
Right.
And in fact, he actually said, hey, we'll take care of you if anything pops up, right?
He said, I'll talk to your PO, so you're fine.
Okay. And he also kind of warned you that you didn't want to get somebody upset about the way you were answering his questions and have somebody feel some kind of way about you. Do you recall him saying that to you?
Wait, what?
He may have said something to that extent. I'm not sure, though. This is the first conversation or the second you asked me
The
about?
second. Right at the top of the conversation.
I can't really recall that.
Right?
Wait, so was Jarvis threatening him? Okay, let me hear that one more time.
Recall that?
I believe so, yes.
Because you were concerned every time in February, I believe it was the second conversation that you had with a detective, presumably, you and the officer or the detective spoke about the tether, right? Do you recall that?
I believe so, yes.
Because you were concerned every time you would go somewhere, you would be late, you were very
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
being home on time.
Right.
And in fact, he actually said, hey, we'll take care of you if anything pops up, right?
He said, I'll talk to your PO, so you're fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And he also kind of warned you that you didn't want to get somebody upset about the way you were answering his questions and have somebody feel some kind of way about you. Do you recall him saying that to you?
He may have said something to that extent. I'm not sure, though. This is the first conversation or the second you asked me
The
about?
second. Right at the top of the conversation.
I can't really recall every word. I know they were a little agitated. I was a little agitated. It was a lot going on, so maybe.
It's possible that conversation.
It's possible.
Did you understand any of his statements while you were talking to him to mean that the police wanted you to give answers, and if you didn't give answers, that they could mess with your parole or your tether status?
Oh, thank you, Tracy. So the cops was pressuring him like, look, you gonna say this, you gonna say that, or we could make it easy for you or hard for you, huh? Not like we haven't heard that before.
It's also speculation, Judge.
It goes to his state of mind.
But he doesn't know what happened.
It's about what he believes might happen and could impact what he said.
Speculation is to rephrase it as far as what they actually asking.
Was it your understanding that if you didn't give certain answers, that the police might impact your parole or your tether status?
Being picked up by the police. Police contact is a violation of parole within itself, so I was violated for the police contact, regardless to whatever he was saying. Given
Now, I wonder if a guard is still in here. This might hurt this whole situation. Hold on. So what did they want him to say? Yeah, so Tracy, just him being picked up was a violation of his parole. So now I understand how he ended up back in jail. But if they question him, y'all, I'm torn on this part. I'm torn on this part. If they questioned him like multiple times, right? So then they picked him up from the shop. So just him being involved in the police situation was a violation of his parole, but the officers was telling him we could talk to your PO. He's not supposed to be around other felons. Got it. I don't know, you guys. Right here, I'm confused about this one now. Okay, let's see what else he's saying.
What I mean? So, no, I don't believe it impacted anything at all, actually.
But your parole wasn't actually revoked because they took you to the station and interviewed you, right?
No.
Now, we talked a little bit about this a few minutes ago. Mr. Butts was juggling a few different women during the time you knew him.
Yes.
And it's hard to keep up with all his baby mamas.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't my job, so yeah.
And at least that weren't his baby mamas.
Right.
Did you get the impression from Mr. Butts that he didn't want these women to know about each other?
Of course.
And a woman named Tasha was one of Mr. Butts' ladies.
Yes.
And that was one of his baby mamas.
Yes. To my belief, yes.
So there was some discussion about a phone call between you and Mr. Butts while he was at the jail about his phone, right?
Yes.
And after that phone conversation, Tasha actually came into the shop to get some work done on the car.
Yes, she came to get a oil change and a headlight.
And that's when you went and kind of looked for the phone.
Yes.
Now, you didn't really want Tasha to know that you were looking for the phone, right?
Of course not.
And the reason for that was?
She's going to wonder why I'm looking for a phone.
And was it your impression that Mr. Butts was afraid it would reveal that he's talking to other women?
Of course.
And so you're trying to help him keep peace?
Of course.
Yes. I think the testimony was on the 9th, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was an issue during the day. Mr. Butts had his escort there, is that correct?
Yes.
And he had run out of gas.
Yes.
And he had to get gas, is that right?
That's correct.
At some point you pushed him to the leaving with him that night and going and getting gas together?
For his truck, or what we saying? Or for like a gas can? What do you?
Well, either one. Did you all leave the shop to, and perhaps you in your vehicle and he in his vehicle and end up at a gas station
No.
on the 9th?
No.
You don't have any recollection of that?
I don't remember that, no.
Okay.
Right, because am I missing something? I thought they pushed because it was in the parking lot. So they just pushed the truck out to get the gas, right?
I think that's all I have. Thank you. Can you redirect? Okay. Mr. Wright, you are going to testify.
Thank you.
This whole thing a mess. This whole thing is a mess. So they rode around with this. I'm still shocked that they rode around with this little girl all night. Annette went and did errands instead of seeing if the baby is home. Now we got the police like saying if you say this or say that. Did I miss anything, Tracy? Did I miss anything? You guys, Tawana, Gemini, what else did I miss? Like that January 9th was a mess. He went and got the other baby mama car. He got a hotel room. Somehow Naziah switched clothes. What? Ken used to date Shannon before he got locked up? Wait a minute. That might have been when it was buffering. Hold on. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. What? We're gonna have to revisit that. He did? Look, I'm rewinding. Y'all, I'm over here searching. Y'all, I'm gonna be up all night looking for that timestamp, Tracy. What? Now I saw him say about Mr. Butch trying to date. Oh my good. You know what? Eh, you know what? These women in this story, these women in this story, all of them, the men, everybody should go down. Jarvis, start singing. Start singing. Bring them all down. I was reading today on Facebook because I was following Shannon and the sister, and someone said that Naziah brother, the one that ran away, he got a lot to say. He got a lot of tea that could bury the grandmother, like not literally, but you know what I mean. And I'm like, come on with it, come on with it, because he might be able to solve the whole case. Mm, mm. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this. Y'all, thanks for joining the struggle stream today because it was buffering. But we're gonna continue. Say we're gonna go over some Facebook posts tomorrow, and then we'll go over the auntie testimony and the sister. I really want to go over the sister testimony because she was there that night and she saw Naziah. Why that little girl was 13 years old hopping in and out of Jarvis' car. Oh my God. And the text messages. We can do a little bit of the text messages before we go. Viewer discretion advised. I couldn't get through the text messages. It was just so difficult. I tried to do a couple of them on TikTok and I was just like, oh my goodness. Listening to that little girl thinking she was grown. You know what I mean? Um, I think that's what breaks my heart the most. Like calling this 42-year-old man Bay. She didn't know any better. She didn't know any better. That was grooming and brainwashing and anything else you could think of happening. I'm really grateful to the people that saved some of these things for us to go over. That trial is going to be something. I hope that everyone has it's I hope everybody has all their ducks in a row. You know, I'm trying to just follow through without getting too, I'm real particular about not wanting to mess up a case. With hearsay, But these text messages, y'all, we'll try to listen to a little bit. Oh, no, they said an hour and 46 minutes. We're not going to be able to listen to that. We'll have to pick that up tomorrow. Um, let's start off with the sister and her what she saw that night, and then we're out. Keep these little girls and boys safe. Love on them. Man.
How old is Jarvis Butts?
42.
And do you know his birthday?
Yes.
When's his birthday?
November 21st, 1982.
And do you see Jarvis Butts in the courtroom today?
I saw him walking in.
Okay. And can you point to him and tell me the color of the clothing that he's wearing?
He has on, I believe it's dark green shirt. He's sitting behind the lady to the side of you.
And Your Honor, would the record reflect when it says identified the defendant in this case?
So reflected. And just to be clear, you said I saw him walking in. You saw him when you were walking in or when he was walking in?
When I was walking in just now.
Thank you.
And Ms. Butts, where did you know Jarvis to work?
He worked at a shop on Warren and Neff, called Frank's, and then he moved to a shop on Hopper and Connors. I don't know the name of it.
And Ms. Butts, do you remember talking to Detroit police back on February 26th of 2024?
Yes.
And what's the reason that you went and talked to Detroit police?
I had reason to believe that I saw Messiah the day she went missing.
Okay. Tell me about that. What makes you believe that you saw Naziah on the day she went missing?
Where do you want me to start this about?
So, from the very beginning, where is it that you think you saw Naziah?
At the shop on Harbor and Commerce.
Okay.
And I wanted to cover that part just to show. What do you think the tears were for? I had conflicting comments. People were saying that she should be to blame because she knew her brother was a sex offender. And she knew it wasn't supposed to be little kids around him, right? And she could identify that wasn't one of her nieces. This is Jarvis Butt's sister. Then other people are saying that she's the hero in the situation because she called the police and let them know that she saw Naziah. What do you think, guys? Let me know. We're going to continue her tomorrow. Also tomorrow at around 11 or so, I don't know if I'm a pre-tape it or not, but me and Gardis are going to have a Martin Luther King / inauguration conversation. So that takes part in the morning. So I'll set a timer for you guys. So make sure you put the notification on, okay? Not the same birthday. Yeah, that Annette and Shannon, they are a piece of work, aren't they? They're a piece of work. They are a piece of work. We're going to go over Shannon Facebook post too, because I was looking at some of the past and she was mad at, what's that girl name? I say Pixie Cut baby mama, Angel. She said Angel was stalking her page and they had a baby around the same time. This whole story a trip. This is the ghetto, a mess right here. But it happens to everybody. Make sure you protect your loved ones, okay? Thanks for being here. On the way out, hit the like button. Please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Commentary, Blue Commentary, Burgundy Commentary, Comment Blue Commentary, Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary, Blue Commentary, Burgundy Commentary, Commentary.